Recruiter here, the headless headhunter, getting you ahead of your job search by reviewing your resumes. The resume we have up first is a bad data analyst resume. And how do I know it's bad? Well, you can tell how good or bad your resume is by its ratio. And what a ratio is how many applications it takes to get a single interview. If it takes you 20 applications to get a single interview, that's actually a good resume. We're in a bad market. We're in a recession. 20 to 1 is actually very good. If it takes you 1 in 50, so for every 50 applications you get one interview, that's not great. Could be worse. It's like a C minus, right? It passes but barely, but it does pass. And anything beyond that is extra bad. This person has an over 150 application ratio. So what we're looking for in a data analyst specifically, which I imagine this person does not have, is degree, industry, SQL, data visualization such as Tableau, Power BI, Looker, stakeholders, explaining complex topics to non-technical people, how you solved a problem with data, not what the data is. This is a big thing, is a lot of data analyst resumes and a lot of people that come directly from college try to show how perfect and great it was that they got the data, but nobody really cares once you're in corporate. They just care how you use the data. Then I want to see MS Excel with like macros, pivot tables, VLOOKUP, Word, Python, R, multiple projects and deadlines, and a bonus for cloud. So can I find this in 20 seconds? Because that is how long recruiters have to find these qualifications. And they are qualifications, not keywords. There's a big difference. So let's see. Probably can't. And go. All right. Can't use anything here. Okay. Conducted data analysis. Okay. For data seats, actionable insight. You didn't tell me what those are. Charts and graphs. Don't care. Execute automated data wrangling, don't care, although I do like Python, Excel, collaborate cross-functionally with teams, research projects. All right, design and optimize digital courses. Yeah, so this has like 3 things I need and nothing else. So what did this person write to me? Looking for a full-time role, applied to over 1,300 roles with little to no callbacks. Do people call them callbacks? Because I thought that's like an acting thing. I not actually heard people call interviews callbacks or phone screens, but that might just be a difference of where I am in the job market comparatively. Any help would be greatly appreciated. So yeah, this is bad. And a big reason is I just don't see what I need. So you gave me almost good sentences. This is the big problem with this one, is you gave me almost good sentences. So first off, conducted detailed data analysis. That's fine. And research, okay, on 20 plus faculty data sets. What data sets? Why did you do that? What was the point? What actionable insights and recommendations did you deliver? So this is a difference between what a keyword is and what a qualification is. Candidates think that if you just shove in Excel and Python and data visualization, all that stuff, that we will move you forward because we're hunting for keywords, but we're actually hunting for qualifications. And why that is different is what a qualification is, by its definition, unless it's a like education requirement or years of experience requirement, is what you did, how you did it, and the reason and results of you doing it. And where you did it as well. If it does not meet those 4 things, it is not a qualification. So this does the where. This is fine. You did detailed analysis and research and recommendations and insights. That is the what. The problem is you don't tell me how or the reason and result of you doing it. So that's why this doesn't count. Same with this one. Stakeholders is what I'm looking for, but I need to know how you made those graphs. Why did you make those graphs? What was the point of this? How did you communicate these findings? And what was the reason and result of communicating those findings? So even though I am looking for stakeholders, I can't use this because it does not tell me how you did it or the reason and result of you doing it. And then this is not a great sentence, although for a different reason, right? Like executed automatic data cleaning and wrangling. I don't care about that. For 100,000 records, again, I don't care about that. Using Python, Excel, I do care about, and Open Refine, I don't. So this is fine because you tell me what it was, which was Python and Excel, how you did it, which was by using Python and Excel, but I didn't know the reason you did it, so this is why that doesn't count. So this does not have the reason or result, and this is why you're getting rejected, is you're thinking if you just put in these keywords, you will get an interview, but you can't. That's also why skill sections and summaries don't count. is summaries may have the what, the how, and the reason and result, but it doesn't tell me where. And skill sections don't have any of that. So that's why skill sections don't count. That is why these are bad sentences, is you do not tell me enough detail. Like, you can't do that. You have to describe what you do. You have to describe what you do, how you do it, and the reason and result of you doing it. Otherwise, it doesn't count. Formatting-wise, this could be better. It's not the worst, but it could be better. So this is the formatting you want to use. This is on my website. This is also how you do it. It's really simple. It takes like 5 minutes to do. And then once you do it, it will look a lot cleaner and easier to read, which is the entire point of formatting, is how far down we can go in those 20 seconds. But even if I had the right formatting, none of these bullet points are what I need. Like, I'm not going to say this is a ChatGPT resume, because people assume that recruiters can tell AI or not, or that we can't. And the truth is, no. I cannot tell the difference between an AI-generated resume and a bad human-generated resume. And that is the key difference, is AI-generated resumes are bad because they do not give me enough detail. So is this an AI resume, or is this somebody spent time on? I don't know, but they read the same to me, and that's the problem. That's actually why you don't want to use AI for your resume, is it's only good at making bad resumes. And this is also a bad resume. So this is why you're having issues, is you don't go into any detail that I actually need. And you focus more on, like, strong relationships by active listening and whatever. Like, I that's not quite what I'm asking for. I'm asking how you solved complex problems and the reason and result of you doing that. So you need to redo this resume basically from scratch. I've had a couple of successful data analyst resumes before. I don't know off the top of my head the episode number, but I would very much look at that. And for everybody else, if you ever need more help, you can join me in my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/@headlestheadhunter. That is where I find these qualifications, and that is where I help with, like, interview prep and more stuff. So for everybody else, let's hit that subscribe button, and let's go to the next resume. This is a resume review of a Ruby on Rails developer. I forgot my own thing. So what we're looking for in a Ruby on Rails developer, in the US at least, this resume was sent to me that said backend engineer India. So to be clear, I am a US based recruiter. I can really only tell you what's happening in the US market. I have gotten people jobs outside the US, I think in like Singapore, Australia, the UK, Canada, and I don't think I've gotten somebody yet in India. So my advice can cross the continents, but it may not always cross the continent. So take it with a grain of salt. So what we're looking for in the US on a Ruby on Rails developer is Ruby on Rails. TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML for the full stack role specifically. Node.js, Next.js, GraphQL, SQL, React.js, APIs, RESTful APIs, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, Redis, Git, GitHub, MVC, RabbitMQ is a bonus, and I'm also going to add DevOps as a bonus to that as well. So, can I find this in 20 seconds? Probably not, because this person has an over 150 ratio. So, full stack, okay, Ruby on Rails, MongoDB, maybe one, that's fine. Don't care about this. API is good. CSCD is good. And JavaScript, HTML, CSS, good. RESTful, I'm not looking for. I'm looking for RESTful APIs. If they're the same, then you need to write them like that. Okay, so that is 4. So that is not enough to move forward. Also, your education should be at the very top instead of at the bottom. So what did you write to me? For my old resume, apply to more than 1,000 jobs, but no calls or assessment links. My friend recommended your videos, so I made a new resume last month and applied to more than 300 jobs. Still no responses. I try to apply to the posts which have less than 100 clicks on LinkedIn. That is correct. That is actually the strategy you want to do. If a role already has like 250 people, there's a good chance you will not get seen. So ATSs get a lot of weird information online, but how they work, the vast majority of them is first come, first serve. So the faster you are to apply, the better your chances, because if we find who we need at applicant number 130, then why would we move forward with the rest of them? I will say typically you probably won't find it at 100 to 30. It's probably going to be within the first 200 to 220 because there's a lot of junk resumes that are immediately disqualified because they do not meet the qualifications at a bare minimum, like being in the location or the salary. So if you get a place within the first 100, you have a better shot. But you also still need your resume to have the content that we need. So what you need to do is write about either between 2 to 4 different resumes, each with a different job title that you are going for. So this would be a Ruby on Rails backend developer position, and then you would use this to mass apply to every other Ruby on Rails dev job. So applying to Ruby on Rails positions in India for both on-site and remote, for the remote jobs worldwide. Whoa! Why are you applying for remote jobs worldwide? Are you able to legally work in the country where that job is located? Because even if a job allows you to work from anywhere, they still want you to have your home base in the country that you are applying to, because tax reasons entirely. That's why there is a question of, are you legally authorized to work in X country? If you are not, it does not matter. We cannot move you forward. That is a very, very exceptionally deep qualification that people miss because they think they can apply from anywhere. No. Even if it's remote, you still need, for tax reasons, to live in the country to which that job is posted. Otherwise, you would be joining a contract role in your own country, which will then be outsourced out to that other country. I graduated from a third-tier college doing biotech. That's why I didn't mention the major in the resume. Okay, so that's fair. I got placed into one of the big 4 consultancies during college, and I'm working as a ServiceNow developer. So yeah, I mean, a big problem here is, at least in the US, is you don't meet the qualifications that I'm looking for, right? Like, I'm looking for Ruby on Rails, which you did have, but where is... In fact, let me go through this to take away what we have. So we did find Ruby on Rails, good. We found API, good. We found nothing here. This is a sentence that does not help you. We already found API. CI/CD is there, right? And you tell me what you did and how you did with it. Although you didn't really tell me the result of it, so this doesn't super count. I would like to know what the reason you did that. And we have JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. All right. And that's it, right? Remember, you said RESTful endpoints. You did not say RESTful API endpoints. So that doesn't count. So this is the problem, is you don't meet enough of the qualifications. And even in this, you're still not really telling me the reason you did it. You are telling me how, right? Like, develop RESTful endpoints in Ruby to serve data, recipe data, enabling seamless integration with front apps. Okay, so that one actually is okay. But yeah, you just don't tell me enough, right? Like, where is the TypeScript? Where's the Node? Where's the Next.js? Where's the GraphQL? Where is the SQL? Where is the React.js? The RESTful APIs? Where's the cloud? Where's the Agile? Where's the Redis? Where's the Git or GitHub? I just don't have enough. You meet about 40% of the qualifications, and I need you to meet about 75% to move you forward. So that's part of the problem with your resume, is A, there's just not enough content on it to move you forward with as a Ruby on Rails developer. And B, if you are applying worldwide, if you don't have a work authorization in that country, then your resume doesn't matter. Like, it does not matter how good or bad your resume is. If you are not authorized to work in the country to which you are applying to, then you will not be moved forward regardless of anything else. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of... I don't know. They did not tell me. So this person stated they were looking for full stack, front end, back end, or just software engineering internships or co-ops. So my big problem with this is I'm not sure if they're looking for full-time or just internships, because those are all going to be drastically different. So I'm making the assumption that because they are not graduating until 2028, that they are looking for specifically internships. So don't ever do this. Don't try to make your resume for multiple things. The goal, each resume needs to be tailored for a very specific job title. So I'm going to assume, like I said, this is an internship. So we are going to look for intern-specific qualifications for a software engineer. That could be wrong, but again, you need to be very specific, okay? Otherwise, I cannot help you and your resume will get rejected. So for an intern, specifically, what we're looking for is your degree, a basic knowledge of the tech stack, language library SQL Cloud, ability to work well with others, takes direction and criticism, and there is a loud bang outside my window, and I do not know what that was. That is terrifying. So, that's kind of it, right? Like, this is all you really need for an internship. So, let's see if I can find that in 20 seconds, and go. All right. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. So I find the basic knowledge of the tech stack, right? That is something I did find. The problem is for an internship specifically, which again, I assume is what you're going for, I don't see enough to move you forward, right? Like, I need more than just the basic tech stack. Everybody mostly has the basic tech stack. What I need and what is going to differentiate yourself so that you can actually get an interview is how you worked well with others and take direction and criticism. This may be your first real full-time role or a part-time role, whatever, depending on the internship. And they want to make sure that you can work with other people successfully. Because if you can't and you have a crash out, well, that's going to be bad. And there are a lot of interns that don't work well with other people, which is why companies regret bringing them on. So let me read fully what you wrote. I had a resume that I posted earlier, which led to an interview. Okay, good, but I got rejected from everywhere else. The engineer who interviewed me grilled me on the technical details of my resume, however. Why? No, that's fine. You want to be grilled on your technical details. That's the point. So I updated to be more clear. You don't need to do that. That's the point of the interview is to grill you on those things. The point of the resume is to get you to that point. You made it too technical for a recruiter to parse through. I need some help finding a balance so a recruiter could easily read and an engineer can have some talking points. The talking points was the grilling. The grilling was fine. That's the point of the interview, is that's where you dig into that stuff. So the big problem with this is these numbers, bro. These numbers are ridiculous. Look, migrated a client-facing website, that's fine, to React with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, fine, improving performance, and that's great. And then achieving a 20% reduction in page load time, nobody cares. Fine-tuned a YOLO V8 AI model. Just say fine-tuned an AI model using Python for data reprocessing. And I don't care about 78%. Stop adding percentages. It makes it worse. It makes it so much worse. Stop adding any of these percentages. Please stop. Every single person fills their resume with percentages, and it's so bad. It makes it so much harder to read for both the technical people and the non-technical people. Like, and what is this? Right? I don't care about that. Like, you could just remove this part and the sentence would be fine. But it doesn't add anything. Contributed to code reviews. Okay. Incorporating feedback from team leads. That's good. The problem is you've made this so technical here that they probably won't even get to this one. In fact, this should be your second bullet point. I like this. Like, incorporated feedback from team leads and ensured code quality and adherence to team standards by using Git, Hub, Agile, SDC or something. Like, this is so far technical that they're gonna miss this. I missed this, and I was trying to look for it. And then this, again, doesn't matter. So you focused entirely on random stuff. Like, I get that you got a single feedback, but please stop trying to rewrite your resume like this. This 80% and 75% just makes it bad. Even for technical people, it just makes it really, 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 really hard to read. And then, yeah, there's nothing else. Like, again, the technical parts are okay here. This is fine, but I still need a little bit more about how you can work well with others. So this does show you can, take criticism, but I want to know how you can work well with others as well. So partly the problem is I assume, not applying to enough roles. Again, you put a 1 in 75, which is not terrible for an internship, but you only said you got one interview, so you will need to apply to more than 75 to get a role. Internships are highly competitive. You may need to apply to 200, which will get you about 5 interviews or so, 5 or 6 interviews. So don't let that one feedback color your entire perception of this. And this part, again, this is fine. I just need more about how you can work well with others. And basically, I did take criticism, but I need it to be a little bit more clear. Don't freak out, okay? The goal of the tech interview is to grill you. The resume's goal is to give them just the barest hint of your qualification so they can ask you those questions in the interview. Let's go to the next resume. This is a data scientist. This person said they had a 1 in 25 ratio. I don't know if that's correct or not. Maybe it is. So hopefully it is. What we're looking for in a data scientist is degree, Python, R, SQL, data in all its forms, data modeling, data analytics, data lake, blah, blah, blah. Your industry, so like healthcare, SDLC, etc. Explaining stuff to non-technical folks, which is huge. Half your job is going to be explaining technical concepts to non-technical people. Influencing stakeholders, cross-functional, cloud, AWS, GCP, Azure, Microsoft Office applications, AI, ML, LLM, NLP, Spark, Skibbity, Learn, Pandas, NumPy, and dashboards and data visualization. My goodness, that's a lot. But you only need about 75% of those, and some of those should include data visualization. So let's see. Can we find this in 20 seconds? And go. Okay, no. Protein, amino peptides, no. No. Protein variables, no. No, there's nothing here. Okay, so this immediately would be a no. DNA extraction. Is this right? This person said data science. They said data scientist. Say a lot of ML work infused, but also interdisciplinary with biology and chemistry. So I don't know if this person is getting 1 in 25 applications. Maybe this is such a niche version of this resume that there's like nobody that does it, so that if you find a role for it, but this has like nothing I would need in a data scientist, to the point where I almost wondered if I got the wrong resume. Cause yeah, there's like nothing here. Like there's no talking to other people about it. There's no industry. There's no Microsoft Office. There's barely any AI. Actually, was there any AI? I actually did not see any AI. There's no AI. There's no dashboards. So I don't know if you're actually applying to data scientist roles, but this is not a data scientist resume. So this is a scientist resume. When I worked for scientist companies, this may have actually gone forward because this is the stuff that they may want to look for. Like amino acids for peptide designs, but for data scientists in particular, no. So I'm very confused, not just as a recruiter pretending to review this, but as somebody that is reviewing your resume. I don't know what you're looking for, because this does not read like data scientist. It reads like scientist. So anyway, I am thoroughly confused. Hopefully the comments can spell it out for me, because you did not give me basically any information either. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a machine learning engineer. So this person completely docks themselves. So this is the only thing I can show you. I cannot scroll up or down past this because it may completely dox them. Please read the instructions on my website. Do not dox yourself. This is a big thing. If you do not read the instructions on the application you are submitting to, they will not move forward with you. So what we're looking for in a machine learning engineer is your degree, machine learning, models, LLM, NLP, generative AI, Python, R, C++, Cloud, SQL, TensorFlow, PyTorch, Skibbity Learn, Pandas, NumPy, LangChain, RAG, customer-facing stakeholders, clients, be the subject matter expert. That is what a lot of them are missing. And a bonus for CAD, FEA, Git, CI/CD, finite element analysis, and API. Again, those are very rare. Those are very specific niche jobs. So if you don't have the bonus, that's fine. All right, so can I find this in 20 seconds? Let's find out. And nothing here I can use. Nothing here I can use. I'm going to assume you do not have a degree, so that's almost an immediate disqualification if I require it. Build a machine learning model. Okay, good. Using Python, Skibbity Learn, and TensorFlow to predict student performance. Okay. Design beta pipelines. Don't care. Deployed AWS. Do I want cloud? Yes, AWS is good. But you said Beanstalk, so that may not be AWS. Tools I cannot use. Yeah, there's like nothing here. So, remember, I cannot use anything here. If it's here, it cannot be used. And the problem here is I did not find enough. So I saw machine learning, although I think you do want to capitalize it, but whatever, we're going to do that here. Then let's see, model, which is good. Then let's say Python, we found PyTorch, right? PyTorch, no. I found Skibbity Learn, which was good, and TensorFlow, which is here. And what else did I find? And that was basically it. So again, you said Azure, AWS Beanstalk. I cannot make the assumption that that is actually AWS. That might be a different form of it. So you do not have cloud. Same with Azure containers. If you said deployed via AWS, that would be fine. But you did not. And then that is it. That is all your resume has. That is all I found. Where is your degree? Where is the LLMs or NLPs? Where's the cloud? Where's the SQL? Where's the PyTorch? Or LangChain or RAG? Where's customer facing? Where's you explaining complex topics to non-technical people? Being the subject matter expert? I don't know. You don't tell me. And this is all that I see. So that's it. This is also why you need to read the instructions, because I can go further in your resume if I do. So that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you ever need more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. And I will see you all in the next video.